from Lambton-Kent-Middlesex.
My question this morning is to the Premier. Premier, councillors at the region of Niagara are currently investigating the Burgoyne Bridge Replacement project in St. Catharines and events that led to the escalation of the cost of the project from an original price tag of $45 million to a total cost now well over $90 million. Speaker, the taxpayers of Ontario contributed $18 million to this project through its Infrastructure Ontario program. Is the Premier satisfied that the monies flowed to this project by her government were properly and appropriately spent and accounted for?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that as partnerships with municipalities are many in this province, Mr. Speaker, because we are investing hundreds of billions of dollars or tens of billions of dollars in infrastructure around the province, Mr. Speaker. There are parameters around those partnerships. There are accountability measures, Mr. Speaker, in terms of money that flows. I will get the member opposite more information on this particular project. I don't have that information, but I'm happy to get it for him. What I can tell the member opposite, Mr. Speaker, is that the investments that we are making in infrastructure, which are a fundamental part of our plan for economic growth, are critical to the communities around this province that are in need of those investments if they are going to be able to thrive, Mr. Speaker. I know that those investments are not investments that the opposition supports, but we know, Mr. Speaker, that investments in infrastructure bring business, they draw jobs to Ontario, and they create jobs as that infrastructure is built, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Speaker, back to the Premier. The Premier should also be aware that concerned Niagara Region councillors have not only ordered Deloitte to do a value-for-money audit of this bridge project, but that they have also formed a standing Burgoyne Bridge task force to look into it further. The first phase of this independent audit was quite damning, so much so that the councillors are not only proceeding with a second value-for-money audit, but they now have started the process to do a full forensic audit of this joint federal, provincial and municipal project. Speaker, is the Premier aware of the initial audit, and is she still content that Infrastructure Ontario dollars were all spent appropriately and that Ontario taxpayers got full value for their money on this important project?
Thank you. Premier.
As I said, I will get more information for the member opposite on this specific issue, but I can tell the member opposite that as those processes are underway, we will obviously look at the recommendations. We'll look at the findings of those audit processes, and we will make sure that any recommendations that flow from them, that we pay close attention to that, Mr. Speaker. But as I said, there are very transparent and very clear rules in place for the investments that we're making in infrastructure, Mr. Speaker. They are critical investments. They're critical to the economic viability and prosperity of municipalities, and they're critical to the overall economic viability and competitiveness of the province, Mr. Speaker. We have not had support from the opposition on investments in infrastructure, but, Mr. Speaker, we can already see the importance of these investments as communities have new infrastructure and are drawing business to their communities, Mr. Speaker.